There is a kind of person who looks at the same life but sees something different. Where others see limits, they see possibility. Where others see struggle, they see opportunity. And this is where it begins. Before anything happens in reality, it happens in the mind. A quiet voice that says, "My future will be better." Not because it's guaranteed, but because they choose to believe it. They may not have everything, they may struggle, they may feel behind, but deep inside, they refuse to believe this is their final life. They know this is temporary. While others focus on today, they think ahead, years from now, what they will become, where they will be, and that vision guides their actions. Their inner voices is different, not negative, not limiting, but encouraging. I can grow, I can improve, I can change my life. And that voice shapes their reality. They don't expect life to stay the same. They expect change, improvement, progress, development. And because they expect it, they move toward it. Most people fear the future and uncertainty, but these people trust it even when they don't know everything. They imagine a better life, a different version of themselves, not as fantasy, but as direction. Even in difficult, they hold on because their belief is stronger than their situation. This is important. They don't just believe, they act. They walk, they learn, they improve. Because belief without action means nothing. They don't focus on others, they focus on their own path, their own growth, their own timing. They understand something powerful. Success takes time, so they stay patient. Problems don't stop them, they teach them. They learn, they adapt, they continue. They don't wait to succeed, they feel successful. They think like it first and then become it. Believing in a great future is not luck, it is a mindset. Belief is powerful, but belief alone changes nothing. You can imagine a better life, you can believe in a better future, but without action, it remains a dream. And the people who truly believe understand this. They don't just say, "My future will be great." They act like it. They learn, they improve, they stay consistent because they know the future is not given, it is built. Anyone can believe when things are easy, but real belief is tested in difficulty. When things go wrong, when progress is slow, when results don't show, and in those moments they continue. Failure happens, mistakes happen, but their vision stays the same. They don't say, "Maybe it's not for me." They say, "How can I improve?" They choose what influences them, what they watch, who they listen to, what they focus on. Because they understand environment shapes belief. Negative voices exist, doubt exists, but they don't let it grow. They filter it, they repress it, because they know your mind creates your direction. They don't rush, they don't panic, they trust the process because the real change takes time. Most people stop early, they get tired, they lose hope, but these people go further because belief pushes them forward. Confidence is not magic, it is built through effort, through repetition, through experience, and slowly they become stronger. Motivation comes and goes, but they don't depend on it. They act anyway because discipline is stronger than feeling. A great future is not easy. It requires work, sacrifices, and consistency, and they accept that. Distractions exist, but they stay focused because they see something others don't, their future. Before success, they change themselves, their habits, their mindset, their discipline, because they know you must become before you receive. Imagine your future, stronger, focused, successful. No doubt, no confusion, just clarity. That version of you is being built now. So listen carefully. If you believe your future will be great, don't just believe it. Live like it, act like it, walk like it, think like it. Because belief without action is just imagination, but belief with discipline becomes reality. And one day, people will look at your life and call it luck, but you will know the truth. It was not luck, it was every day you choose to believe and build.